Alright, so in this video we're going to cover how to use links and how to create this nice looking list of pages that we can go to from within each web page. So before we get started, we're going to need to do a little bit of housekeeping inside of the Hello World folder that we created. I need you to right click and create a new folder and call it Pages. And this will contain all of our pages. For the purposes of this exercise though, I'm going to leave the About Me page here in the root level of the folder, and then inside of Pages, it will contain all of the other pages like the resume, portfolio, blog, and contact information pages. A whole page is the About Me page. It just links right back to it. Great. So now that we have the pages and all of that structure ready to go, let's go ahead and cover what exactly a link looks like inside of HTML. So a really quick example is right here. I'm getting started with HTML. We'll do a link to google.com. So a link is what is called an anchor tag, and the anchor tag is just abbreviated with the letter A. So we're going to open up a tag and we're going to type A. And just like in images, we're going to do href. So in images, we gave it a source, and that was an attribute. So links need an attribute as well to specify what the link is going to refer to. And in this case, the link is going to refer to a URL of some sort. And we can refer links to URLs, to file paths, kind of like our profile picture image, and to other places around the web as well. So let's do this simply by doing http://www.google.com. So now we have a link, and we have simply specified where it's going to go. But right now there's nothing to click on. So we have the tag open, and all we need to do now is we need to give it some text in the middle to refer to it. So we're going to type the word Google, and then we're going to close out the A tag. So that is a very basic link. It's just an A tag with an href attribute inside of it, and then the content inside of it is where you want, or what you want to be labeled, what you want the link to be labeled in this case. So I'm going to save the file and refresh it up here. That's the wrong one. Refresh it, and now we can see a link to Google. If I click it, it takes me directly to google.com. Great. So now, what about a web page which links to another page that we created ourselves and not to google.com? This is going to be a little bit different than this http:// stuff because we have it all stored locally in our computer. So what we're going to be using is just like in the image tag, we're going to be using a file path. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the Hello World in Finder again, and I'm going to take the Hello World page. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it into the pages directory. So we have a file called Hello World, and I'm going to copy it and drag it over to Atom. So I'm going to exit out of here, and I have this one right here. It says my first web page. So I'm going to change the title to be something like resume, and I'm going to change its Hello World text to be resume. And this is just a simple way of knowing, hey, the page that I navigated to is actually the page that I want it to be. And it'll say resume, and we'll be able to go back to the page that we were just at before to try it out again. So now that we have our page, I need to rename it. So I'm going to open it back up in Finder. And it says resume, it looks good. But I want to rename the page. Capital RESUME, resume.html. Cool. So I need to now go back to the About Me page. So notice how I have two different tabs open. One of them is aboutme.html, which is the page that we have been working on the entire time. Resume.html is a new HTML file that we have created, and we're going to be linking from About Me to the resume page. So to do that, we're going to do the following. We will simply say href equals, and then do double quotes, and we're going to provide the file path to the resume page, which in our case is // just like in the images one, but instead of images we'll do pages, and then we'll do / resume.html. So all together now, / pages / resume.html. And that should be able to get us to the resume directory. So now I'm going to have to close out the anchor tag again, just so that it's closed out and ready to go. And if I refresh my first web page in Chrome, I have a resume link, and it takes me directly to that pages / resume.html. Now, what about getting back? How do I get back to Andre's website from the resume page? How do I get back to the About Me page, that is? So inside of resume.html, I'm going to include a link that is going to go back to the About Me page, right? So href equals, and then I'm going to provide a file path again to the About Me page. But in this case, I don't need to provide a folder. I can do something which is slightly different. In this case, it is going to be a double period and a /. What this means is that, so from the pages directory, from the pages folder, it will move up one level, and then it's able to then go to whatever it needs to. So 2 dots symbolizes go up one level in the file structure, in the folder hierarchy. So just like we did where / meant to go into the folder, we're just going to go up one level, and then we're going to go into the file that we want. In our case, it is about me.html. We're going to close this tag, and we're going to call it about me. And we're going to close the A tag as well. Now we save the resume page and refresh this one. Click the resume link. You can see that it goes to resume, and then the About Me page indeed goes back to our page. Great. So now that you have these pages kind of done, let's look at what else we need to do. We need to do portfolio, blog, contact information, and that'll be it. So one thing to note is that, hey, all of these links are indeed at the top of our page. So how would we move these links from right here in the middle of our page to the very top? Well, all you need to do is select this text, cut it, and then simply paste it right at the top of the body. Boom. So now it's right at the top of the body, and our text is going to appear there. The only thing that's left to do to make it look like the text that we have here with the little bullet points is to include it inside of an unordered list. So if you can think about this, all we're going to do is do a UL tag around it, and then we're going to wrap each link with an LI tag. So what do I mean by that? Let's go ahead and do it just so that you can see exactly what it looks like. So we're going to do a UL tag opening, and then in our case, we're going to close it, right? So we're going to press enter, and then, well, in this case, we already have the 2 links that we want. So we're going to indent them over one level, and then we're going to, one level below, we're going to close out the UL tag. So now we have our 2 links inside of the unordered list, but we need to now wrap the contents. So like riding bike, we need to have an LA tag in the front and an LA tag at the very end of it all. So right here, I'm going to type LI. And then over at the very end of this line, I'm going to type /LI. So that way the google.com link becomes a list item of our list. And then we're going to do it one more time. And now our links are part of this list. So let's go ahead and save this page and refresh the one that we have been working on and see what happens. So now there are 2 links at the very top. One of them goes to Google and one of them goes to the resume page. So now that you understand how this works, I'm going to leave it as an exercise to you, the reader, to figure out how to link to the portfolio, blog, contact information, and home pages, which are very bland. They don't really have anything. They just have like portfolio, a blog. I just want you to make an HTML page inside of the pages folder, give it a title of blog, and give it a header of blog, and link to it, Link to it from each page. Each page inside of the pages folder needs to have the same link, so that way it knows how to get back to all the other corresponding pages as well. So come back in the next video and I'll show you exactly what I mean, and hopefully we'll get right to it, and then we'll have our fully functional HTML layout for our entire page, and then we can start to work on styling it and making it look pretty. Thanks for watching.